Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Paris puts Hope on notice after catching her and Thomas together, and Poppy cries over Tom as Katie warns Bill. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At Forrester, Hope tells her dad on the phone that he was a really good friend to Tom. Focus on that and not the rest, okay? She disconnects as Thomas comes in. She explains that the man who officiated her father's wedding died last night, apparently a drug overdose. Thomas switches gears and says he didn't like how Steffi spoke to her the other day. She deserves an apology, though she's unlikely to get one. They chuckle. Hope is more concerned about him than Steffi. She asks him to promise her he'll think long and hard before he rushes into this marriage. At Bill's place, Poppy flashes to Bill telling her the news about Tom's death. She grimaces. Bill appears and tells her she was incredible earlier. Poppy tells him he's always incredible and has truly changed her life, and their daughter's life. Bill says he has to go to Forrester Creations. She asks if he has a meeting. Bill wants to talk to Katie. Poppy understands they have a lot to discuss now that Will has a new sister, but she asks him not to be too long. They kiss. Bill walks to the den and Poppy mutters, "Katie." In the design office, Katie admires Paris' engagement ring and lets her know that it was quite a shock to hear she was engaged to Thomas. Paris knows what it's like to commit to someone who can't commit to you. She has no intention of walking that road again and was upfront with Thomas about it. Katie asks if Thomas was upfront with her about Hope. She was everything to him, until she wasn't and you were. There's no one who is more shocked about this than Hope. Paris heard that Hope was very thrown over the engagement. Thomas has been open and honest about his relationship with her. Katie asks if she really believes he doesn't still have feelings for Hope. Paris says yes, but it seems as if Hope isn't too convinced. In the main office, Hope tells Thomas she still loves him. He loves her too. Hope calls him out on rushing into this marriage. It doesn't make sense to her that he's running to the altar. Is he running toward Paris or running away from her? Hope isn't saying she's the only woman he could ever love, and Paris is wonderful, kind, and beautiful. But let's be real here, Thomas. It feels like you're trying to copy-paste Paris into your life instead of me. They both know he was planning a future with the two of them and Douglas. I know that you wanted that. Thomas nods. Yes, I did. But you didn't. Hope wasn't ready. That didn't mean that she wanted their relationship to end. Still love you, Thomas. And deep down I believe that you still love me too. At Bill's place, Poppy cries as she looks at the news report about Tom's death on her phone. She flashes back to their romance amid the festival days, when he'd sit and play guitar for her. She remembers him telling her she was his inspiration. Tom kisses her forehead and they embrace. Poppy tells him she'll never forget what they've shared. I'll carry a piece of me inside you forever. In Bill's living room, she sobs, I'm so sorry, Tom. So sorry. At Forrester, Katie's surprised when Bill walks into the design office and asks if she ever slows down. He insists he's changed and is chill, but she's not buying it. Bill insists he's stopping to smell the roses now that he has this new daughter. Katie asks how his new family is going. Is Poppy everything you remember her to be? She's curious how it feels to spend his days and night with someone who kept a huge and consequential secret from him all these years. Bill grunts. You don't mince words, do you? Katie wouldn't want to overstep. He tells her she never could. You mean too much to me for that. She's one of the only people in his life that he completely trusts. Katie laughs that she's always honest with him and doesn't let him get away with anything. She recaps that he was her first true love, the man of her dreams. I grew up with you and we had a wonderful life. She thanks God for their wonderful son every day. Bill agrees he's the best of them both. Katie muses that Luna is the best of him and Poppy. She thinks she's wonderful and is smart, driven and ambitious. She sees a lot of him in her. Bill would like Will and Luna to meet. Katie says, of course. She notes that moving Poppy into his house happened so fast. Bill asks if she thinks he should have excluded her. Katie says, it's just all happening so fast. Bill is painfully aware of how fleeting life is, and how much time he missed out on with Luna and Poppy. He's been alone for a while now. It's not what I wanted. I wanted you as my Katie. Katie asks Bill why he's talking like that. He asked Poppy to move in and seems to have feelings for her. Bill shrugs. Sure I do. She's given me a daughter. Katie gulps. She's also in love with you. Which is really hard for me. She feels like an interloper in her own home. She goes over and feels like she's not supposed to be there. That was their house. She has so many amazing memories of that place, with us. Bill asks, what is this? What is really going on? Katie swipes at a tear. She hasn't wanted to admit how difficult this is for her. This situation with Luna and Poppy. I'm sorry. I don't trust Poppy. There's just something about her that she can't put her finger on. Whatever it is, please be careful. At Bill's place, Poppy flashes to her final argument with Tom in which he said it was time for Luna to know the truth. She continues to cry. In the main office, Thomas isn't sure why Hope is bringing up all their feelings from back then. Hope snarks that it wasn't all that long ago. She thinks he ran from her to Paris. She believes he was running from his feelings and had to put her behind him so fast because he didn't want to deal with it. Paris listens outside the door as Thomas tells Hope, "You didn't want to marry me, so I had to move on, Hope. I found Paris and we were there for each other." Hope asks if that support is really a reason to rush into marriage. "I haven't forgotten what it was like between us." She touches his chest. "Have you?" The passion. Thomas cradles her neck. "Hope, you have to stop this. You made it clear we aren't going anywhere. It's over." Hope sobs as he turns and walks out. Paris hides. Hope sits down at the drawing desk and wipes away tears. Paris enters and shuts the door. "Do I have to remind you that Thomas is my fiancé? You're out of line, Hope." She asks how she can stab her in the back like she just did. She and Thomas are engaged. Hope knows. Paris scoffs, "And yet you refuse to accept it." Hope says she and Thomas were in love. She still loves him and she believes he still loves her too. Paris shrugs that he'll always care about her, but he's moved on and he's not going back. She had her chance and rejected him time and again. Thomas has too much self-respect to let her do that to him again. "He's with me now and I love him. We're going to be married, so don't you ever make a play for Thomas again."